Hey there, super friends. Welcome back once again to Learn to Play City of Heroes, the Get Good Noob Guide. We're going to be looking at the second part of this series here, the second part of my second series in this mission of mine, I guess, and that is how to get started in this game and how to make some cash in order to put together your dream build and have fun with the game. And so in this part, we're going to be talking about expanding your horizons because last episode I got with the idea that you've just started the game, you just loaded up, you came up with a brand new character, and you have a build idea, you've got cool costume, but the problem is you don't have any resources, you have no money, you don't have a base, you don't have any enhancements, you don't have any nothing. So what do you do? Last episode I talked about how to get started with working story arcs, earning merits in order to build a little nest egg for yourself. Get enough scratch that you can pay for at least a bunch of mid-level generic invention origin enhancements so that that'll carry you through your level 1 to at least 30, if not 50. And we ended our session by reaching level 5, freezing our XP, and going ahead and putting together, oh gosh, how much money did we end up? About 6 million, I think it was. Let's take a look at our ID. 5.973 million. So just about 6 million. I did actually get 6 million because I spent a few hundred thousand buying some of the amplifiers. But this is where we left off. And I did all this just running some story arcs. If you haven't seen that video, go back and check that one out. That Learn to Play Noob. Looking at the second part there, building from scratch. So in this episode, we're going to be talking about how to go to the next step. How do you expand from your starting point here? Because 6 million sounds like a lot, but it's really peanuts compared to what you need. Because any decent IO build for a level 50 is probably going to run you bare minimum, I think, probably 200 million, 250, if not more, just depending on how many very rare sets, PvP sets, you know, ATOs, etc., that you put into your build. Right now, I'm running with nothing but the freebie stuff that I got from the start vendor, which I talked about in the last video. So we're going to pick up from where I left off, and we got three things I want to talk about today. I want to talk about my next thing in order to get some merits is exploration badges. I currently finished up those badges in Mercy Island, which is where we left off last time here. Let me go ahead and pull up my, what do I want to show you guys? I want to show you my salvage. So I went ahead and went around Mercy Island and I collected the exploration badges. And when you finish all, I think it's 8 per zone, you get yourself a fancy little badge and you earn yourself 5 merits. So I got Mercy Mariner, I believe it was. Yep, that is the accolade you get by getting all the exploration badges, and I got 5 reward merits. I then went ahead and popped over here to Port Oaks because I'm going to repeat that process here in this zone now that I have a few levels under my belt and I want to get some more merits. So that's step 1 today. Then the other thing I want to do is talk about how to start getting some new contacts because we entered a brand new zone. And if we go ahead and pull up our contact list, you'll see that I'm kind of a little bit lean. I've got Dr. Graves and Matthew Burke from Mercy Island. Same with Mongoose, but the only person I have here in Port Oaks is a guy named Mikey the Ear. And Mikey actually won't give you any missions that we can use to get story arcs. We're going to need to unlock some new contacts. Okay, so that's going to be another option, another goal for us today. If I go ahead and go through my find contacts, you'll see I have nobody new here in Port Oaks. So we're going to get into that. How do you get some new contacts? Mikey here is actually what's called a broker. And a broker is going to be the guy who's going to give you newspaper missions, which are these repeatable style of missions you can get within a zone. And if you complete a certain number of them, I believe the number is 3 here in Port Oaks, that is going to open up your first Mayhem mission or a bank robbery mission. And once you complete those, that's going to unlock a new contact, because what you're trying to do is prove yourself to the movers and shakers of each zone, villain side here, red side, and the Rogue Isles, that you're worthy of their time. So Mikey's going to give you some little insider info, some coded messages inside of newspapers, and that's going to give you some clues and leads to get you started down your path of villainy. So we're gonna take a look at that, and then we're also going to take a look at how to expand our horizons as far as travel options. Because right now, right, we were only running around Mercy Island last session, and I had a jump pack, I had a sprint, athletic run, and a rocket pack for powers. But there are ways to navigate around the game that are much more expansive, because the game is multiple zones, multiple areas that you can go to, not just in the Rogue Isles, but then also blue side over in Paragon City, as well as gold side. So there are ways of getting around this map, around this game, that we need to talk about, because if you want to start making that scratch and building up your capital, you need to be able to go beyond just one or two zones. So we're going to talk about how to do that, how to use some of the in-game travel options to get around, because in order for me to get from Mercy Island to Port Oaks, I had to take the ferry that you see me standing behind, and the ferry is going to allow you to travel between various red side or villain side zones. So we'll take a look at that, plus there are a few other options for you as well. But let's go ahead and do this exploration first. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up my browser here, because we're going to be taking a look at some of the options here that we have in Port Oaks. So like Mercy Island, there's going to be contacts we're going to be able to see, which we have to unlock. There's the broker, which I mentioned, Mikey the Ear is one of them. And then there are exploration badges that we want to go and get in order to unlock this extra accolade, which is going to get us some more merits. So the first thing we're going to do is pull up this vignette map here from the link, and if I go ahead and click it, it's going to look like this. So here on vignette map, you can see we have ourselves a whole bunch of icons and stuff. I'm specifically looking for these exploration icons right here that you can see. So those are showing me the locations of where I can go in this zone in order to get these badges unlocked. And if I go ahead and scoot this around a little bit so you can see it better, I am sitting right here where the F is located, near the bottom left of the screen. Let me go ahead and switch so you guys can see my mouse. Give me 1 second here. There you go. You guys should be able to see it now if I... Yep, right there. So there's my little cursor. So I'm sitting here at the ferry, and I want to go and find all these exploration badges, which are these green shields. So there's one down here to the bottom left corner. You got one over my head there. There's another one in the red zone sitting up here. There's a couple over here in this yellow zone. There's one here in the middle of the map. You got another one in the green zone. And there's one down here in this yellow zone as well by dockside. And each of those is a different exploration badge that we want to go ahead and snag, because that is going to go ahead and help us to get this accolade. So let me go ahead and run through that with you. Switch over to my game now. Get this going. Close that up for you. Boom, here we go. Let me shrink this so it'll fit in the window better. Like that. There we go. Beautiful. And let me black that out. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and get these badges. Doesn't really matter which direction you kind of go first. I'm just going to go based upon where I am in the game right now. So again, if I pop this up, I'm going to go where number 4 is in the bottom left corner. And then I'm just going to make a big old loop around town and grab all the other badges. I have these pretty well memorized, so I really don't need the map. I'll just kind of show it to you. And again, this map is readily available through a link on the wiki. You can also install this video map overlay into your game client if you want to. I haven't done that, I'm a little bit paranoid about that one. I don't know who's made this particular program, so I'm not saying it's bad or whatever. I just don't know who it is, so I'm not about to just start installing something until I do a little more research on that. But anyway, let's go ahead and get this party started. Turn on my rocket pack here and pull up my map. The first one's over here in oil spill near the crashed sunken tanker ship. It's at the edge. Now I gotta be careful because I am not very high level compared to this zone. And you can see there are purple dudes hanging around. So I need to kind of do this quickly. So it should be down there. Alright, so I got that one. Now the next one I want to shoot for is up towards the quartermaster. And there is an old connection between this zone and Capo Diablo, which is the, you kind of see the faint outline of the Devil Horn mountain there. There was an old road that connected the two zones, but it has collapsed. I don't remember the exact backstory behind it, but where there's this old highway that dead ends to nowhere is where the next one is, and it's between these construction vehicles here. There it is. Alright, now, I just unlocked the long-range teleporter. Badass. So long-range teleporter is what it sounds like. You can teleport from zone to zone as long as you have at least one exploration badge in it. Get away from the wall here. Alright, our next location is going to be over here by the families, which one of the faction, there's like a monkey fight club over here. And again, watch out for purples. These guys will tear me a new one. There's one right here by the door. Grab that. Alright, let's circle around. We're going to head over to where the old fort is, the old pirate fort. There's going to be a couple over in this direction. Swoop over here. So it's kind of like, if you're going to get these badges, I mean, I didn't have to do this right away, right? I'm just kind of doing it because I'm going to show you all how I can get some extra barrets pretty quickly. So let's give me another 5, a total of 10, and I'll use those to do like I did in the last mission, sell them, scalp them there. Alright, coming up to the old pirate fort. There's 2 over here, and there's one down on the shoreline in... Where's that? There it should be a car. Freaking ghosts are everywhere. Let's see, where's the car? Right. Is that it? There's a sketchy over here. There's the car I want. Alright, I'm gonna go over here. There should be one right on the hood of the car, the roof of the car. Got that one. There's another one up here for Powder Monkey. Let's see, where is the cannon? Is that Ioche? Oh, look. Giant monster. I'm not going to mess with him. Alright, I want the cannons. I think it's this set of 3. There should be another badge. It's not those 3. Oh, I don't know if it's these ones over here. These guys are all... Shit, if it's there, I'm in trouble. Have to do a quick flyby. Yeah, this is bad. Alright, hold on. Let me get the exact coordinates before I dive in there, because it's either those or frick where Ioche is, which is probably even worse. Dude. Yeah, that's creepy. Alright, give me a second. I'm gonna get the exact coordinates. Hold on. Alright, I have the coordinates. What you can do to find it is in your chat channel. I like set it to local. Brackets, paste the coordinates, close the brackets, hit enter, and that's going to create a little clickable waypoint for you. Alright, it's over here. Okay, cool. Alright, I gotta do a flyby. Ready? 1, 2, 3, dive, go. Got it. Alright, so that was that one. Now we're going to go ahead and grab the one that is, see, it's over here by the other broker. And looking for, it's the one with the sideways boat, if I remember correctly. Sketchy, man, it's sketchy. I hate flying around like this low level. I feel like I'm gonna get shot at any second. There it is. So there's a boat that is become a, I don't know if it's like a bar or something like that. It's sitting right there. It's over here. There's another broker over here, not the one that I have. Drea the Hook, I think. It's over here. So that's how you can find that one with Drea. Dre? I don't know. Drea, whatever his name is. All right, then the other one I want to get is over in by the Arachnos building. In the middle here, it's Marconiville, I think. And this location, I'm actually going to make a little pit stop while I'm here. So I'm going to show you where, or one of the other reasons you want to come over here. Here it is, Marconiville. So if you come over here, along the stairs, this is another one. Got that one. But this building here, this Arachnos building, the big tall one, if you go inside, this is like an administration building, and it's like in Atlas Park, you've got City Hall. This is where red side you can create a supergroup or a villain group. So supergroup registrar, you come over here, you want to register a supergroup, and you can give your group a name. You know, who knows what we're going to call this one? Reign of Pain. Who knows, right? Whatever. Accept. And you can set your supergroup colors that you want for your costume. If I wanted to go something different, I could. I'm just going to leave it alone like this. Accept. And boom. Now you'll see that if I go and look at my title, not only is my character name there, but now my supergroup name's there. Now the supergroup, the reason you're going to want to form one, whether it's just you running the game or you're actually in a bigger group of friends, is because your supergroup base is where you're going to be able to store a bunch of your resources. So even though we don't have a lot of resources right now, we're going to get some. And as we get resources, you want to be able to stash stuff. So as you make an alt character or new characters, you've got a place you can go and grab things that you've made from your other characters. So this being my primary first character, I'm going to build my main war chest with this character, not only to kit her out, but then any extra stuff I make or I get as drops that I'm not selling or using, I can put it into my supergroup base, because you can create storage bins and put salvage in there. You can put your enhancements that you create in there. You've got places to craft recipes into enhancements. You got places to make empowerment buffs. You can get your own inspirations in there, blah, 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 etc., etc. There's lots of things you can do in the base. I'm not going to show you all that today because that's a whole nother video, really. But I wanted to kind of get this thing registered just so you can kind of see, hey, I'm in Port Oaks. This is where I got to go ahead and do it. So once you get over to this zone, you might as well knock that out. Speaking of knocking out, let me make sure I've also put my XP back on because I want to start making money. Again, not money, but making XP levels so I can start getting myself up to level 6, 7, 8, whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and probably get myself to level 8, at least 10 once I'm in this level, in this zone. But remember, I froze at level 5 last video because I didn't want to outlevel the contacts in this zone. So if I pull up the wiki, see which people I'm going to shoot for, because this could be part of my other thing I'm in here for. Remember, I stopped at level 5 because I want to get some of these contacts right here. They have more story arcs for me. So these are my target contacts. And if I had left my XP on while I was in Mercy Island, I probably would have hit level 9 or pretty close to it by then. And so when I came over here, I would only have enough time to maybe do one of these guys' arcs instead of all of them in order to get a lot more merits. So I'm going slow leveling so I can get the merits, so I can get the money from the salvage of things that I'm getting as exchange with the vendor. the merit vendor. All right, so my XP is on, so I'm good there. All right, I think I need one more badge, if I'm not mistaken. Get my bearings again here. Oh yeah, there's one more. Let me double check where it is before I forget. Pull up this again. Go ahead and switch over here. All right, so the last, by the way, the coordinates, if you need them, like I did on the last one, if you go here, they have all the coordinates here. So I want to get the, what is it, long walk? Yeah, so I'm going to get long walk as the last one I need. So I can just copy this. I can take it over into my game like I did last time, and I can paste it into one of my chat channels. So I'm going to put it again into the local chat. Hit enter. It's going to pop up a waypoint for me. Little thumbtack. So it's right over there, not that far away. Let me go ahead and turn on my fly again. And zip over there. This, I believe, is the last one I need. And it's past the hospital, which is right there. And it is underneath. Let me remember how to get over there. Take over here. There is like a parking garage or something yet down below. Okay. So it's down here, and again, you got to be careful because there's be groups down here sometimes. So I'm going to swoop in there, snag it, and boom. That's the last badge I needed. I got the Marconi Insider, and I just got 5 more reward merits. So it only takes a few minutes to swoop around the town and get the location badges, the exploration badges. And then at this point, I'm going to go over to the black market and merit vendor that are here in Port Oaks. Talk to this guy. I have 10. Let me see what's going on the black market to see if there's a better option this time around. Last time I was selling mostly converters because those seem to be making more money. So the enhancement converters are only going for like 54 and some change. That's pretty low for them. Normally they go like 70,000. So that's a little bit undervalued in my opinion. So the boosters is probably where I'm going to hit this time. And those are selling for like 650 was the last one, but the other ones are going for 900,000. So if I can sell 2 for like 900, that's another 1.8 million. That'll take me up close to like 8 million total. So let me go ahead and grab a couple of those. So salvage, boosters, buy. Now at some point, you're not going to want to be necessarily selling all this stuff because I'm going to want boosters and converters for myself. But that's later down the road. Once I start getting like level 50, I'll start worrying about that. So in the meantime, I'm gonna sell to build up this war chest. So put those on there, and I'm not putting them up there for 650. I'll put them up there for like 700 and 1,000 and post it. Now it might take a few minutes to go through, but that's fine. I got time. All right, so that's gonna earn me some money once those sell. Other than that, I've sold all my salvage. I haven't gotten any recipes yet. That's our big target for this, this whole level up session is I want to get ultimately to level 10. So I want to work the contacts in the zone to do some story arcs, get some more merits that way, and do the same thing I just did. Same thing I did in the last video, Mercy Island. And then I want to ultimately get to about level 10. So I want to get through those contacts that I was showing you that are in this zone. And I want to use their story arcs to do so. The ones I'm going to target most are Billy Heck. Billy has, if you look here, you've got story arcs. He's got 2. He's got Last Man Standing and Give Him Hellion. This one is shorter, right? It's got 3 missions: defeat all, and then defeat 3K Kelvin. So it is 2 defeat alls. This one has a lot more missions. The first one's a talk to, so that really doesn't mean anything. The second one's a kidnap, so that might mean you have to take somebody and run from the back of the map all the way to the front. So that sounds kind of tough. Reward from the warehouse. Then I got to capture. Then I got to capture. So probably defeat bosses. And then I got to take down a couple more bosses. This arc is pretty dang tough. especially at this level, because you're only like level 5 to 9 in here. So I want to get myself up to like level 8 or 9 before I actually start worrying about these arcs a lot. But both these are going to earn some merits. This one has 9 merits for the effort. So if I go through these, 6 missions, I'll get those merits. The first one's really not a big deal. It's just a talk to. So it's like 5 missions for 9 merits. The Give 'em Hellion, that one's 8 merits for 3 missions. So this one is actually a little bit cheaper or easier or more worth it. So if I have the choice between these two, I'm going to want to do this one first. Because this one, like I said, is pretty tough. This one's actually a good arc to go with a team and beat up all these bosses. Guido the Mooch and Emil Marconi and Bloody Vicious and Pitbull. These guys are pretty funny. Pitbull's like a big dumbass. Then what else we got? We've got Bokor. I want to get Bokor as well. Mr. Bokor doesn't have the greatest story arc, the Book and the Burning. It's only 2 reward merits. This might be low. It might be more than that because I know some of these arcs got beefed up reward-wise by the Homecoming team when they first kind of got the game going again. And I don't know if the wiki represents the current state of the game per se. I think it's still getting updated. So I don't know if it's only 2. But if it is 2, that's really not necessarily worth it for these 3 missions, right? Unless you can kind of ghost it. But the one I really want to get from him is this Retrieve the Loa Bone, which is not a story arc, but it does have something I want, which is the Loa Bone. And I get a badge known as Bone Collector. But the Loa Bone gives you 5 summonses of a zombie, so it can get a pet. So I want that for sure. I don't really necessarily care about his story arc. And I forgot to mention Billy Heck. One of his story arcs has another summoning. I think it's the Give 'em Hellion. So I want to run this not just for the merits, but you also get a summonable temporary power, so you can summon fire imps, and this also has 5 charges on it. So if I can get these 2 missions, that's going to give me 2 summonable pet powers that I can get 10 summonses of a little minion. So I want to run Billy Heck for sure for the merits. I also want to get his summonable pet there. So I definitely want to get those 2 contacts for sure. Vendetti, if I don't get him, I don't get him. It's something I can always, swing back around if I run another character through this process. He's only got 1 story arc. It's a bunch of council, although it's a pretty good farmable map because I think there's a ship full of council, like one of those, cargo ships or whatever. You can got like 4 bays in the hull or whatever it is. So there is a lot of way to kind of farm this one if you want to, or you get a big team together, etc. But it's only got 5 merits. There's nothing special other than you beat up a bunch of council. There is a cool badge, Stone Cold, which I think if it's part of an accolade or not. Stone Cold. Yeah, I don't know if it's part of an accolade. I don't think that it is. But anyway, it's a cool badge name. So if you're into badges, this is when you start getting these badges from the game. I got a couple in Mercy Island. Was it the Peace Cracker or whatever it was called? Freedom Cracker that I got. Kind of stupid badge name, but I got that one at that last arc that I did in Mercy during the last video. All right, so those are my contacts I want to go after, but as I was saying, I can't just get these contacts because they're locked to me right now. So I need to go and unlock them, and to unlock them, I have to go see Mikey the Ear. So Mikey the Ear is going to give me the ability to get more contacts. Let me see if anything's sold so far. Nope. Still selling. Still sitting around 650,000. All right, let me go talk to Mikey. Mikey. And by the way, here's the other thing that I'm going to talk about. If you notice that rocket pack that I got for free when I first created the character, it only had 30 minutes of flight power. So I don't have any other flying right now. I've got the 2 run powers and I have the jump pack. But it'd be nice to have the flight too. As you see, I used it to get around the zone, but I've already exhausted over half of it. By getting Mikey and getting these newspaper missions, we're going to be able to run the first Mayhem mission, which is robbing the bank at Atlas Park, which is another reason I shut off my XP because I didn't want to outlevel that. It cuts off at level 10. So if I went crazy in Mercy Island, then I came over here and hit level 10, I couldn't get that Mayhem mission. There's a bonus to that Mayhem mission, which is a rocket pack with an hour's worth of time on it. So it's a free way to get more flight time. You can buy rocket pack hours at the start vendor, and I forget how much it costs per hour, but it's, you know, whatever, a few thousand for every hour or something like that, which I don't want to spend the money on if I can get it for free. So let's talk to Mikey. He's telling us about newspaper missions. We're like, hey, great, thanks for the info. Dismiss. Now when I go to my contact list, I have a new one, and it's this generic newspaper up here. So what I do is you click on the newspaper, and it gives you 3 options of things that you can do. Defeat Bobby Ears and his guards. They're part of the Mooks faction. Steal unknown tech from the Lost. The Lost, I don't want to mess with them. They have Mez, you know, sleep and hold, so I don't want to mess with that. I don't have any Mez protection. And then there's stealing Levine's cell phone from the snakes. I fought enough snakes the last time, so I'm going to go, or in Mercy, so I'm going to go ahead and take on the Mooks. So let's go mess up Bobby Ears and the guards. Okay, so it's 327 yards that way. Now, my next thing I want to think about is, do I want to leave my difficulty at 0, 0? In other words, even level, so I should expect level 5s on the map, and 0 players, in other words, it's going to be set to just me. So that's going to give me groups of 3 like you saw in the Mercy Island missions for the most part. 3 minions, or you might get a lieutenant and a minion, or you might get a single boss. I could up it and get more XP faster that way. I could leave it this way. If I'm really just trying to unlock more contacts, I should probably leave it low to get these paper missions done quickly, because they don't reward me anything other than just standard drops, like, you know, recipes, not recipes, salvage, XP, and maybe the occasional, you know, what do you call it, inspiration, which, by the way, I should click and see if I get anything sellable. So you're not getting a ton of rewards from just running the paper missions, so it might not be worth, you know, trying to go after a bunch of XP on it. All right, so these things, there's 689 for sale, 36 bids. The last couple went for 1, so I don't see that as a huge, oh my god, I gotta sell it right now. This blue one's going for 20,000 for real. I'm gonna go ahead and, I don't know if I need to sell these right now, because when I first started at level 1, right, I needed cash, so selling them then made sense. Selling them now, I don't know if it makes sense. Like this yellow one for sure, no point selling that. And I've got almost 6 million, so does it matter if I get another 20,000? Or is it be better just to hold on to it? I'm going to hold on to it now because I don't have any other inspiration. So let me just hang out with that. All right, let's go ahead and jump jet over there and try to conserve my rocket pack until I can get this Mayhem mission. So my priority right now is, let's go ahead and get these paper missions done. Get 3 of them done. Get the Mayhem mission selected. Get that done so I can get the rocket pack. And then get a new contact. Once I get the new contact, that'll get my story arcs going. I'll be ready to move and start getting more of those merits. So I'm looking for Bobby Ears. He's probably not going to be on this floor. So I'm going to kind of skip some stuff because I'm just trying to get to the Mayhem mission. So let me go ahead and just expedite this and move upstairs. If you need XP, you're looking for more, you know, fighting, you might need some more practice with your character, then certainly go ahead and beat some guys up. All right, there's Bobby Ears, so I just got to take his ass out, and I've got this done. So let's do this. Turn off my toggles that I don't need to waste energy. Okay, he's down. Oh, the other thing I didn't mention is you'll notice that these little blue buttons up here are filled in. Normally they're black, and then they fill in with the purple here as you get experience. But I've got several blue ones. That's because I've earned patrol XP. Whenever you log off your character and don't play them for a little while, like I haven't played her for a couple days now, you start earning patrol XP. Patrol XP is nice because it allows you to essentially have double XP while it lasts, and you can get up to 10 of these bubbles full of it, which I don't know how much I have. I have probably about 10 of them. All right, boom, that was it. So I'm going to get a little extra XP out of that. Done. So I defeated 3 guys, got 1 mission. I like the patrol XP, especially once you get into your vet levels. That's a way to get vet experience faster. All right, let's go back to the newspaper, see what else we got. Howard, he's another lost. I don't want to mess with the lost. Pull a heist at the bank. That's probably going to be like cops, like the RIP, the Rips. Kidnap mission. We could go and kidnap the Hellions, are the enemies there. I mean, kidnappings are fine, you know, but the problem is you're in and back with an escort. So I don't want to waste the time on that. I'm just going to go ahead and do the heist on this bank because I can take out some cops. Not that I have anything against cops. All right, so I'm going to go over here. This jump jet sometimes is slow as death unless you have another. Problem with the jump jet is it's all like this big, huge parabolic arc. And so I have to go pup, pup, pup with it just to get more of a linear travel. It's not bad once you have some slots and you got, you know, some jump enhancements and crap in your sprint or whatever. All right, that expired. Now I'm super high. Let's fly down here. Keep your eye out for enemies hanging out around the doors. Nobody's there. Land and go in here. The other value about doing these, I like the bank is in a cave. I was gonna say the other advantage of doing, you know, paper missions is it also gives you exposure to a lot of different maps, and so you kind of get an idea of like, hey, where are the enemies? So you'll notice I was cautiously peeking around corners because I know there's usually somebody waiting. There's probably somebody in this right hand door over here, which is what I was really thinking. And then I popped in there, and sure enough, there's guys here. Now this is much more dangerous if you have a large team because there's going to be like 8 or 10 or 12 guys over here, so they'll stack up and they'll be much closer to the door here, and you'll be more likely to aggro as you first enter the mission. So just kind of getting that situational awareness of maps is a critical skill you build by playing the game. Defeat security to escape. I don't know if I have to take everybody out or just some of these guys. I'm going to go ahead and defeat some of them, just so I don't have to come back out here. Get rid of him. I think I just need to defeat the guys at the vault, and then once I blow the vault, then whoever shows up as an ambush is who really I need to take out. There's an explosive briefcase, so watch out for that. You can use it to take out these cops. If they're near it, you just blow that thing up and they all go exploding, which is kind of cool. I think it lowers your XP, though. It's the only bad thing. He's done. There's another one. We can use these when we escape if there's large groups. Oh, hello, guys. Let's see if I can blow this up. There goes that guy. He was close enough to get blown up. Finish him. So yeah, you can see I got reduced XP on that. If you guys can see that, let me move this window up. So I got 19 for the guys normally, but the guy who got damaged by the briefcase explosion, I only got 3 for him because most of the damage was not done by me. Your XP that you get is proportional to the damage you deal to the target. I think unless you're on a team, then it doesn't work. Like, team just splits it evenly, but if party member damage hurts enemies, like exploding objects like that one, or if somebody has confusion. Oh, hello, boys. Confusion, and they're shooting each other, then it lowers your XP output. Oh, look, I got another rare piece of salvage. If you remember last session there, I had 2 of them, and I got like 900,000 for it, because they both went around 400,000 when I sold it. Let's finish this off. I got more guys coming. Oh shit, hello. This is when I should have left that briefcase. So if you get like 5 waves of ambush, you gotta steal this thing too. More guys. There we go. That was mission number 2. And if the wiki's correct, I need 1 more to unlock the Mayhem. It only takes 3 in these first, I think 2 or 3 zones. I think once you get level 15 or 20, then you need 5. So it's like the first 3 Mayhem zones. All right, we got defeating Archon Marina and the guards, or Ocala, or Kidnap. I'm going to skip the Kidnap, so I'm either going to do a Council or Ocala of the Mooks. Mooks, again, are pretty easy, so I think I'll just pick them. And let's see if we can go ahead and get this mission done. So just another little lazy stroll through the zone. This is all fairly easy stuff. You don't need a team for these types of missions. I mean, you can put one together if you want to. And you can just shut off your XP if you're worried about out level and stuff. Only problem is watch out if you do shut off your XP and you're the team leader. Just be aware that, you know, as you won't level up, so your party won't. They'll still get XP, they'll still get levels, but they won't get any higher levels. They'll still be whatever level you are for the mission. So if I locked myself in at level 5 and I start, you know, playing, I got a big team, everybody's gonna be level 5, regardless if they're actually level 20 and get 5 more levels with me. They'll still be level 5. Look for this guy named Ocala. Ocala. Probably gonna be in this big warehouse room back here. Careful these hitmen. If they got the rifles, they suck. Because they stay at range, they run away, and they just plug you for a shit ton of damage. Make sure this guy's in here before I clear all these idiots. So, all right, he is in here. Okay. So we'll take him out. So I get a knockdown on him. All right, down he goes. Take care of his buddy. I'll hit level 6, I think, with this mission. So it's not a waste of time or whatever. Still getting XP. But I'm not after this mission. I'm after what it gives me. Which is unlocking contacts with the story arcs. Alright, who did I miss? Oh, there's idiots over here. Just sitting under there, not even doing anything about it. I'm destroying their buddies and they could care less. There's the level. And everybody's done, alright? There you have it. Alright, hopefully that unlocked my Mayhem, we call it. Nope. Alright, I guess the wiki lied. The wiki lied. Leandro and guards. So more mooks. Slither snakes. Yeah, I guess we'll keep cracking mooks. They're easy enough to take out. Same exact door. Alright, so I'm not going to bother training since it's the same door. I might as well stay here. Trying to think if I want to train right away or do I want to do the Mayhem mission. Or if I get the Mayhem mission beforehand, before I train, it'll be level 5 even though I'm 6, I think. And then when I train up to 6, I can do that right before the Mayhem, so it'll give me an advantage when I go in there to do that mission. So I'm looking for Leonardo. Yeah, I think Leandro. Leonardo. These guys are running away. Little bitches. Let's find this Leonardo punk. Or Hitman. We tag his ass. Yeah, beautiful. It's just the way I wanted to execute it. I knocked him down, and before he could get up, he was dead. That's complete damage mitigation there. So you don't need to mitigate damage all the time with shields and defenses and all this crap. You can mitigate just by controls, soft controls like knockdown, positional awareness, like, line of sight, that kind of thing. Use range to your advantage. So these are all the things you can learn by playing the game. And I think it's better to play solo, at least in these early levels, because you can mask your own deficiencies or your build's deficiencies, your character's deficiencies, if you're on a team that's covering your ass with everything. So you don't know what you're actually doing, or you think you're a stud, and the reality is you're terrible because you got all these buffs and heals and support and controls that makes it look like you're some god out there. The reality is you don't know what you're doing. So by playing solo, you can figure that out, get good. So when you're on a team, you know what the hell you're doing. And you can tell what your powers do. And you can figure out which person's not pulling their weight. You're also able to identify what the enemy factions are doing and who's, what's a dangerous foe that you got to worry about. Because you really can't tell on a team of 8 people. And effects are flying everywhere and people are dying left and right. Hopefully not your team, but the enemies. You don't know what's going on. All right, that was 4 missions. Contact. There we go. So it's telling me that while I'm looking for more headlines, Mikey's planted a secret message in there for me. So I'm going to go see Mikey. My broker, Mikey. Click on his name. It'll tell me where he is. I'm going to fly over there and go get his mission. It's Mayhem. I think I'm going to level up, though, because I want to get the other power. Train up. Level 6. What do we got? We got Blaze. This is another attack. Tenebrous regeneration. Gives my regen rates. It's always on. No endurance. That's not bad. Murky Cloud would be another toggle. Giving me resistance to fire, cold, energy negative, as well as endurance drain. So another toggle, but then I can run out of endurance faster. I gotta start being smart about this. More regen's gonna be nicer, I think, because that'll help me survive. Do I need a 3rd attack? No, I'm doing okay without it. So let me go ahead and grab this. It's a free power, essentially. So we'll do that. There's another merit vendor right here. I didn't realize that. Cool. I don't need to run over to the black market. Speaking of, did I sell my stuff yet? Nope. Still percolating. People are buying at 6. Somebody's got a 650 101 bid in there. Well, I refuse to go below 700. Let's go over and talk to Mikey. Now, this is probably one of the most dangerous locations if he gives me the little place I'm thinking. So, rob Atlas Park is what I want to do. And 600. All right, this is actually not the bad one. There's sometimes they'll give you the door like way down across the zone. And if back in the old day when you didn't have these, jump jets and rocket packs and crap, you'd have to freaking sprint jog through these streets. Everything freaking shooting at you left and right. A bunch of purples and crap. That's a level 6. Alright, so if you haven't done a Mayhem mission, which, assuming if you're watching this and you are a new player, you haven't, Mayhem missions are the best kind of mission this game has. I don't think that's just my opinion. I think it's a fact. Because the environment is destructible. You can blow crap up, smash cars, other stuff in the environment, you name it. You can take out civilians if you want, blah, blah, blah. And all these things you blow up and destroy, you create mayhem. They're all badges you can get for destroying a whole bunch of them. And the objective is to, it depends on how you want to play it. I always try to play it as much time as I can. So I'm working the streets, blowing up all kinds of crap. And then you want to try to get these side missions. The side missions give you temp powers and that sort of thing, and they give you more time on the clock. When you first walk in there, you're going to have 15 minutes to get to the bank and rob it. But if you start destroying crap outside of the bank, you can get more time built up. The smart play is blow up the easy stuff, like there's mailboxes and stuff that's like a one-shot hit and it explodes, parking meters. Those, it takes more of them to blow up, but they give you time much faster. If you spend all your time trying to fight like the cops that are on the streets, you only get 30 seconds for killing each group. And if you're playing on a big team, like let's say I had 7 other teammates, we'd have to take out like 10 cops or be bosses, lieutenants. It would might take us 3 minutes to kill a whole group, and we'd only end up with 30 seconds bonus. Another thing you don't want to waste your time on is the objects that are just way over your level, because like police trucks, for instance, I think like level 15, I'm not going to be able to hit that thing. I'm going to barely do any damage if I do hit it. So don't waste your time on things like that. And then look for the side mission. The side mission is, you can find it because there's going to be a faction in there. I think this one has skulls. So if I see skulls on the street, I take them out. If I defeat their group, they'll give me a key to unlock a side mission. In the side missions, there's 3, 4, 5, 6 different types depending on which level of the mayhem it is. I think Atlas Park, there's only one side mission, and I think there's only 3 options or something like that. So we'll see what they give us when we find it. So I'm going to go find them. That's one of my first priorities. The other thing you want to do is find the location badge on each of the mayhem missions, because there is a accolade for that. The invader badge accolade. And I forget the exact bonus of that, but here's the badge for Atlas Park. It's like right there. All right, so here we go. We got a police car is level 10. There's no point really shooting that, but these barrels are just level 5. I can blow those up with a couple hits. That, and the barrels explode, so it can help damage stuff around it. Like the cops, maybe. All right, so there's no point really going at crates are level 10. Forget it. We can do cardboard boxes, unless we miss. Parking meters, blow those up. So I said, we got to destroy a few of these before we can get any bonus time. Keep hitting them. Usually get a whole row of them, and then that's it. All right, we got freaking, you know who's are coming. Longbow is coming to get me. All right, a minute for parking meters. Here they come. See them? Always getting in people's business that they don't belong. The longbow are triggered by location. So when you go to a certain spot, that will trigger them. If you know where the spots are on the street, you can avoid a lot of them and not trigger the longbow, or only trigger them when you're ready, or trigger fewer of them. When you got noobs on your team, they freaking trigger everything. They just sprint in here. You know, half the team hasn't even logged into the map yet, and they're triggering all these freaking longbow ambushes as they sprint. This is what happens. The blue siders have no clue about red side mayhems. They run right onto the map. They trigger all this crap as they head right to the bank. They don't understand that you have to build up time, especially if it's a dangerous map, or like one like Peregrine Islands bank or something. You got to take time and build up the minutes. Like here, a bonus time, right? Again, bonus time. I've already got 18 minutes, 18 and a half minutes, even though I only started with 15. So I've already banked some 3+ minutes. Keep looking. I got more stuff here. So I'm just going after the easy targets here. Try to get more time. These stupid buses. This one's not targetable for some reason. There's that one. Fire hydrants are easy pickings. Mailboxes are easy pickings. Parking meters. Payphones, you can go after those. Some more bonus time. This cardboard boxes. That's easy crap. So go after the easy, slim pickings. You can't blow up the cars. Don't waste your time on it. So there we go. Lots of time I'm building up. I've got 20 minutes now, so I'm already 5 minutes more than when I started. So you just spend some time doing this, trashing some crap. It'll save you in the long run. This way you've got more time to go and do side missions and stuff. So you can find the exploration badges, etc., etc. If you want to take out some of these citizens, you can. I don't think there's a badge for them, but you can if you're feeling particularly sadistic. As you get higher level, you can blow up the cars and stuff. Now, none of this is really going to get me any money or whatever. I'm just kind of going through the process because it's just fun. Doing this with a big team is like, it is mayhem. Thus the name. I think it's triggered a cop over here. Right here, he's looking at me anyway, so take him out. Alright, so I gotta go find these skulls. That's what I really want to find. So I'm gonna go. So I know they're around because if you were paying attention, you would have seen that I got an extra 30 seconds at some point. Even though I didn't do anything. It's like some cops have been taken out. It wasn't me. Now they're usually... There's a couple locations you can find. I'm going to head down here. Great, longbow are coming again. What you don't want to do is get caught between a bunch of longbow and police. And again, that's usually what happens when noobs are on your frickin' team. They trigger a bunch of shit. They get surrounded. Oh, and then when you get... unlike the hero side, if you die, you don't res at the truck on the where you came in. You get thrown in the actual jail, and then you got to break your ass out of there, which is always a pain in the ass because all the cops come to kill you. More longbow are coming. If they're gonna jump over the side or what? I'm gonna keep trashing crap while I see if these dudes show up. I heard them. There they are. Alright, I got 21.5 minutes right now, so I got plenty of time. Just keep destroying crap. Find these skulls. If they're not over here, then I think I know where they're going to be. Go up over the side here. Let's see. Alright, my little skull friends. They're usually trashing crap too. Alright, I'm triggering more longbow. And the big problem is you don't have like any place to kind of like hunker down. You know, these guys are coming after you. There they come. Here comes longbow. It's hard to sort of like lay traps for them. Alright, let me get a bearing of where I am. There's the bank. Alright, so these guys... stuck on the stupid thing. Find these skulls. Where are they? over here. Alright, so Bone Daddy's saying the Hellions have been running guns out of here. They're going to need to clean up your remains of the toothpick. Alright, so that means it's a, what do you call it? They have like a warehouse and a raid, I think it's called. There they are. Now they could actually help you by blowing shit up and gives you points. Let's blow up some dumpsters. Oh, there's a Bone Daddy shooting me. So once you defeat the group of them, you get a key. And then once you get the key, a waypoint shows up on the map. So there's the one I was going to. That's the bank right here. But this, sorry, this is the bank. This is where they were. So there's going to be a raid or whatever right here. Build that up, some more bonus time. All right, I got 20 minutes of bonus time. And then also when you do these raids or any of these side missions, whenever you enter the door, that triggers an ambush of longbow or cops. So you can either, this is another thing that noobs don't get, is they don't realize that they charge into the side mission and get deep into the map or whatever, and meanwhile these guys show up behind you and you can get murdered, or you suddenly have twice as much stuff to fight once you get inside. So I always find it smarter to, if you have a large team, you can split up, like half the team waits at the door and crushes the ambushers as they come in, or everybody waits at the door and you crush the ambushers and then you go in. If you start getting split up and stuff, that's when bodies start dropping. Alright, so we're looking for whatever these guys are hiding in here. Supposedly weapons, so that might mean we'll get a temp power, which could be a weapon. So we'll see what we get. There should be a glowy in there. You can ghost this. Right, you can scoot past these guys, go just find the glowy. Hear it. I think I ran past it. It's up here somewhere, I think. Yep, there it is. Click this. Let's see what we get. Stun grenade, yay. So temporary power gets 6 stun grenades, AoE disorient power. So I've got that. I'll put that up here. So boom, got it. That also gives you bonus time. So the side missions aren't just loot. They also give you extra time. So they can be worth it if you can get them done quickly. All right, we got somebody coming, I think. Or is that door just stuck? It's weird. Door stuck open. Not seen that before. All right, but yes, you can get a second group of longbow or cops show up after the fact. All right, so at this point, I've got all the stuff I want. There's only one side mission on the Atlas map, so I don't need to sit here and try to find more. The bigger maps will have 3 or 4 side missions. All right, let's go to the bank. This is going to trigger, I think, another ambush, if I remember. But I've got plenty of time. 23 minutes and change. It's more than enough to get this done. So yeah, if you do Mayhem, you want to have fun with it. You just take your freaking time. Like I said, noob people, they just freaking go crazy. And they trigger all kinds of crap. They get overrun. They get overwhelmed. They split up the group. They start running in immediately when they show up, which starts the timer. It's not like the stupid hero mission Safeguard where the timer doesn't start till you enter the bank. On Mayhem, it starts the minute you freaking enter the map. And so if you got like your group is spread out, a couple of people said, oh, I'm going to level before, going on the map. By the time you get over there, 3-4 minutes is expired. Half the team's dead. Then they all get stuck to the jail. Once you go to the jail, more cops show up, more ambushes spawn. It turns into total freaking chaos, and it never ends well. Now, if that's kind of your plan, hey, group, we're just gonna raise hell in here, then knock yourself out. But don't be the freaking noob that does that. But some people are trying to get these badges, for instance, and all of a sudden they can't because, you know, you've triggered everything, and they get thrown in the jail. All right, when you come over here to the pink alarm area, that's going to trigger another ambush. Let's keep my eye over my shoulder because these guys will show up soon. And you can see I'm burning my endurance, just blowing up a door. Alright, go in here, click this crap. That's going to trigger another ambush once you steal the money. It's going to trigger the hero ambush, and that's the person you need to defeat to win, to end the mission. You have to take out the hero. I'm going to move up to a better position so I can take these guys out. And again, this is just like when you enter the door, you can ambush the ambushers as they're coming in. Again, noob people don't understand that, and they go just charging out of here. They get all spread out, and then, you know, people are getting killed at the front door, people are getting killed in the hallway. So you gotta look at your team. If your team's got a bunch of, you know, control or traps, whatever else, you can set up some nice, you know, ambushes for these guys. Let's finish this person, and this is it. There it is, mission complete. Now, if I did this first, the timer's going to keep timing down, but now you lose the ability to build more time from destroying things. You can build more time by doing additional side missions, but once you have stolen the money and beaten the hero and it's ending the mission like this, you're out of luck as far as trying to get more time from blowing up garbage cans and things. That's why I like to blow up as much stuff as I can on the way in, build up a whole big old, you know, reserve of time, and then I can take my time doing side missions. I can get to the bank at my leisure. So it's just a matter of being patient. All right, so boom, we got Mikey the ear. His Mayhem tip is done. You'll see I got this new Raptor pack with 2 hours on it, which is great because my initial LKT 1700 rocket pack is down to 13 minutes. So now I've got another 2 hours of fly time that I just got for free. Didn't have to spend a dime on it. Save me some money. Let's go over here. Talk to Mikey. Now Mikey's going to give me a contact, so be introduced to new contacts. Yes. It's got Bocor or Vendetti or Heck. I think I want to get Heck first because he's the guy who's got the missions I definitely want, and he's got one of the summoning ammo. So I'm going to choose Heck. Boom. Leave. Now, if I want to get Bocor too, what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to, you guessed it, do more of these paper missions. So I can sit here and go, all right, let me grab skulls. So if I run 4 more paper missions, I do the same exact Mayhem mission again. When I complete that one, I can come back to Mikey and then get introduced to Mr. Bocor. But I got Billy Heck right now, so I'm going to go find him on the map. So go select him, fly over there, see what he wants. I'm hoping he's going to give me his Hellion story arc first, because that's the one that is only 3 missions, gives me the summoning amulet, and it's easier to do, and it's got like 8 or 9 reward merits or whatever. Let's see what he wants to give me. Talk to Emil Marconi. All right, so I can click this. Now here's the way you can kind of try to cheese this. If you don't have the mission you want, you can click on him again and abandon it, then click on him again and see if he'll offer you the other one. Ask about Emil Marconi. I can try this a few times. Sometimes you can shake the contact out of it and have them offer you the other one. Sometimes he only gives them to you in whatever order he's going to give them to you. So try again. Ask about missions. Emil Marconi one more time. Otherwise, I got to do freaking Emil Marconi. Come on. Give me the other one. Nope. All right, so I got to talk to this Dingleberry here. All right, so talking to Emil, I have to defeat all Verandi intruders. So this arc is six, I thought this was just going to be a talk to, so it's actually 6 missions in total. Let me pull this up for you. So let's see, Billy Heck's mission tree. Click on it. So we have this one, Last Man Standing. It's to defeat all. Then there's a kidnap. Then there's a, I think you get ambushed here. Then there's a capture. Another capture, the bosses. Then there's Takedown, Bloody, Vicious, and Pitbull. This is a big boat mission. So this is a long arc. Very tough. It's worth the 9 merits as far as, hey, why am I getting so many merits? Because you got to fight a whole bunch of stuff. It's probably the best arc in Port Oaks. It's great, again, if you do like big teams, get a bunch of people together. It's a good thing to do. It's hard to do by yourself. I'm going to have to sort of lower my difficulty, sort of cheese it a little bit, just because I'm just trying to get the merits. But anyway, so I got that queued up. Probably what I'll do, though, before I try and get that mission done, one way I can cheese it is to get to level 7, because I'm really close. So I could go and run that skull mission, Skelter and Guards. Select that. That'll get me level 7. Once I'm level 7, this mission I just picked up from Billy will only be level 6, so I'll be +1 to it. If I want to make it even cheesier, I can go and set my difficulty to -1. So I'll be going in there against -2s, which are a bunch of greens. I could like just mop the floor with these guys pretty quickly. That's where you can kind of cheese it. All right, still selling. These things are undervalued at 650, so I'm gonna obviously wait until they'll sell. I'm not gonna take them off the market. Meanwhile, I'm gonna go to the quartermaster, sell all this dual origin crap that I've been getting dropped because it's not worth anything. What else we got here? And this other crap I'm gonna get rid of. The common enhancements or common salvage, don't need that. Let's go ahead and look at the market for these other pieces of salvage I have. The heads-up display, that's going for hundreds of thousands. I'm gonna put it up there for 500,000. See what that goes for. If anything sold, yeah, it's made 600K on that one. I'll take that. See if these uncommons are worth anything. They're going for 5,000. So you know what? I'll put it up there for 4,000. I can always post that. And the reason you want to do this is because if you, let's see, selling, right? That didn't sell for 4. Just see if that one's gonna go. Let me post this one. If let me get this one back for a second, because I want to show you. Like if I sell to this guy, he's only offered me 1,000 for it. If I can get it for 4,000 on the market, well then, great, let's do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and just throw it up there. Even if I only get it for like 2K, that's more money than I was gonna get otherwise. So put it up for 2,500. Post it. All right, let's let that percolate. So I got some things percolating. Should get some money out of it. What else? I have that. Check my power list because I got fast travel icon now. So I'm gonna put that on here. The fast travel, when you click on it, it gives you the long range teleporter, which I just did. Now right now my long range teleport, if I click on it, activates that power and gives me a list of zones that I can long range teleport to. I can only teleport to the stuff I've unlocked. So all these things for the most part are locked. Except for Mercy Island. You can unlock the other ones by getting at least 1 exploration badge from these other zones. So now that I have it unlocked, all I got to do is go to Capo Diablo, find 1 exploration badge, that'll be unlocked. Go to Striga Island, get 1 exploration badge, that'll be unlocked. And then I can click this power and it'll take me to like Mercy Island. So when I click that, it's going to teleport me over to Mercy, where I was the last mission. And I believe it always drops you off where the supergroup base is sitting here. So boom, I popped over there. So that's one thing you can do. And that's kind of how I want to end this video. I want to talk about ways to get around the zones a little bit more quickly. You've got long range teleporter, for instance. You've got the ferries, which I'm going to go down and show you that one. Here, I'm going to show you these other ones. So you got the ferry, which I'll fly over here and go to. So the other option you have is there's a tunnel connection, which I'll show you as well. And then there's the black helicopter system, which is red side. So let's go ahead and take a look at these. So the ferries connect all the different islands here and red side. So if I go and enter it, it's going to ask me, oh, where do I want to go? I was just in Port Oaks, and these little yellow dots are indicating I have a mission in that zone. So I can go to either Port Oaks West or East. Other ways to travel is a lot of the zones have these tunnels now, these swirling portals. If you click these allow you not just to travel to some zones red side, like Capo Diablo, Nerva Archipelago, Granville. They also can take you gold side, which is the other starting location in the game. They can take you to like the more dangerous incarnate zones like Dark Astoria. If I had my alignment changed where I was a rogue or vigilante, which we haven't talked about yet, but I can get to blue side zones using the tunnel as well. It's like a direct transport system. So it's a quick, fast way to get around to a lot of different zones. And then I don't think this chopper goes anywhere, but this is like the black helicopter system. Yeah, I don't think it goes anywhere. Let's click on it. Nope, can't go anywhere. But there was another one over here. Fly over to this one. The black choppers are like the ferry. They're going to take you to locations within the Rogue Isles, and some of them will take you to PvP zones. Here comes one flying right now. But there's one over here you can take and travel with. So head over here, talk to the pilot, click on him. I go to Port Oaks, Capo Diablo, blah, blah, blah. So let's go back to Port Oaks, where I had the mission. Fly over there. Bang, I'm over here where this black chopper is, behind the hospital, I think. Oh, yeah, arena, near the hospital. Yeah, so there's the hospital. Black market's this way. The trainer is that way. There's the arena. So that's where I was earlier. And then that mission that I have with Skelter to get me to level 7 is sitting over there. So the black chopper lets you fly around or to get to different locations. And the last place I haven't mentioned is the supergroup base itself, because you have supergroup base portals in all the zones. And so when you go in here, I can enter my supergroup base. And again, I have to do a whole separate video on these, but you go into your supergroup base. Right now it's nothing. It's just an empty room. But in the base, you can create a much larger base, and you can put teleporter beacons and stuff that allows you to travel between zones wherever you want to go. So that's another way to start traveling around the show, around this place. All right, what else did I want to say? Anything? Again, I don't want to get too much into the base. Let me exit the base. Click on the exit here. Takes you back out to the zone you entered from. And boom. But you can set up teleporter beacons to all the different zones in your super group base. So that's something else you're going to want to do at some point. And that'll help you get around the zones. It'll help you get to higher level zones. It'll help you get to, you know, the zones that are where other missions and other groups might be having teams and stuff like that. So it's another way to speed up your game, speed up your leveling, because now you can get around town much faster than sitting here and running everywhere or trying to fly everywhere. You have quick ways of moving about the whole game. All right, so I'm going to end the video here. I've been going for about an hour and 15 minutes or so. At this point, right, I've got 10 merits only, so I haven't had a big productive money-making session. But I'm sitting here with just sold 3,000, so I did make a little bit of money. I did sell a rare enhancement, a rare salvage, but I have these two guys. Once these two sell, it's another 1.4 million at least I'm going to make. So I'm going to be up to like 8 million at that point. So after a couple sessions, after playing about 2-3 hours at this point, right, I have about 8 million. I'm sitting at level 6, so I didn't get a huge bunch of progress, but a lot of this was just kind of setting myself up, right? I'm expanding where I can go. I have all kinds of travel options I'm aware of now. I have my newspaper unlocked. My newspaper is the way I'm going to get more contacts in every single zone. So as I go to the next zone, Capo Diablo, Sharkhead Isle, St. Marshall, Nerva Archipelago, Granville, whatever, you have a broker who you got to go talk to. He's going to give you more paper options, which are going to let you unlock new contacts. The new contacts are going to offer you more of those story arc missions. Those are going to give you the merits that you want so that you could start keep building that cash register, because the merits really let you sort of print your own money. And once we have enough money kind of stockpiled, enough that I can just buy a bunch of generic IOs, then I'm going to start taking the extra money I have and using it, and I'll show you how to take that money to sort of start flipping and building your war chest much faster, because the way we're going to make a lot of money pretty quick with our brand new character is not by sort of just selling little things like this. We're going to want to sit here and start selling enhancements. So once we kind of get ourselves set up, if we sell stuff like, Luck of the Gambler, Global Recharge, these things are going for like 5 million a pop. So we can sell a couple of those, and now we're making, 10 times the money that we were been making so far. So all we need to do is get some of these recipes for defense sets, get them converted over to Luck of the Gamblers, put them on the market, and cha-ching, you're gonna make 5 million. And that's, fairly low cost. There's other stuff we can start selling, like the ATOs, which I'll show you how to get those. Those start selling for 7, 8, 10 million, depending on which set you get, what kind of archetype you're looking at. All right, so there you go. Hopefully there's some good information there for you about how to get your game started, how to learn to play, how to start building up that war chest and expanding your options. The next one, I think I'll continue with what I'm doing here just to kind of show you the rest of this process of Port Oaks, or I'll pick it up with, hey, I've got all these contacts cleared here in Port Oaks. How much more money did I end up earning from Billy Heck, Mr. Bocor, those story arcs? Is they're sitting on about 20, 25 more merits that I can go scoop up, I'm calculating I got about 600,000 or 800,000, something like that per merit roughly. So I was able to earn some cash by selling all that crap. Sorry, it was like 200,000, not 600,000. It's about 200,000, which is on the low end. I can start using that money to, like I said, flip stuff. That's going to get me a lot faster income. Because at the end of the day, we're going to want about $250 million to be able to play with to make a really good, strong IO set for this character. And it's pretty easy to do once we get our basic investments all set aside. All right. Thanks for tuning in. We'll check you in the next one. Peace out.